Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil. In the last part, we finished off the dormitory area killing a jellyfish-looking demonic plant thing in the process, and now we're gonna continue on in this godforsaken mansion. Hey, the radio! How are you doing today?
This is Brad. I know you can't answer me, but somehow, give me a sign.
This is Jill. Brad? Oh, it's broken.
What kind of crappy radio did Richard give us? Actually, what's pretty funny is, I mentioned it at this point, but Richard, he dies, obviously, in this version. However, the serum actually does save him in the remake. And what's funny is, depending on who you play as, he still dies no matter what. When you're playing as Jill, the Yawn kills him, the snake, during the first encounter with it, that we did, like, in part 2 or 3. And if you're playing as Chris, the giant shark that we fought last part, I forgot to mention, its name is Neptune, by the way, kills him. So no matter what, he ends up in something's stomach. Also, fun fact, speaking of the remake, I believe I already mentioned some of the extra modes that game had, like the one dangerous zombie mode for Forest is like an instant kill thing, and the mode where your inventory box keeps the stuff that you put in it to that one specific version of it. But there's also a mode in that game where all the zombies, and I believe any enemy in general, actually, are invisible. That's cheap difficulty! Though it does make for pretty funny cutscenes, I'll admit to that. But yeah, now we're heading back to the mansion, because we got the helmet key from Plant 42, obviously. Also, get your shotgun out now if you don't have it on. You'll find out why in a moment. Ugh. Meet the Hunter. These guys are new enemies that are going to now be all over the mansion. In areas where there were zombies before, there's likely to be a Hunter. The thing you have to be careful about with them is, if you're in, like, Caution, they have this shrieking jump attack that they'll do, which causes damage normally, but if you're at Caution or below, it decapitates you. You're dead. So watch out for that. Thankfully, that room was intentionally dark, because now we can get some Magnum rounds. Oh, baby. We'll get the Magnum probably next part, but oh my god, I can't wait. And we got a Doom Book 1. I believe that's Eagle in the north, Wolf in the south. Yep, let's check inside. Hey, a medal. Why is that in there? Either way, that's a key for later. We'll use that much later, actually. Probably towards the third to last part. Depending on how long things take. For about halfway through the game, I'd say. Although this is a bit of a different playthrough for me, because usually I go into pretty much every room. This time I'm not. I'm trying to make this as streamlined as possible as a walkthrough, without doing everything, because I'm not getting the second floor map. That side quest just isn't worth it. Same with the V-Jolt as Jill, because then you can just have Barry destroy the second half of the Plant 42 fight. Also, you can tell when a hunter's in the room with you when you hear that little click, click, clap, clap sound. That's them walking. And I'm actually meant to read that note there. Barry left us some stuff in here. I believe if you're playing as Chris, Wesker does it. We get some shotgun shells, a first aid spray, which is the ultimate healing item. We actually had one at the start of the game, but I'm not using them because they... Well, actually, it's mostly because I'm thinking of Resident Evil 2 with the ranking system. But, I just generally don't use them. They're a full heal, though, no matter what. And some acid rounds. And this is what my setup's looking like right now. This might be the last time I actually have the normal handgun on me. And yeah, I have the armor key, not the helmet key. So what I'm actually going to do now is head up these stairs and kill the two hunters that are up there, which is just me taking care of that for later. So one thing I actually want to mention right now is that the fun little fact, I already mentioned the whole thing with DualShock and such, how that's what changed the soundtrack, it was the arranged mode and such. But a weird little detail as well, as far as I can recall, is that it actually changed the way the bazooka/grenade launcher works. I know it's not the grenade launcher, that's not until 2, it's a bazooka in this version, but it's the same weapon, essentially. Like you can obviously tell in this game, I believe, it can only hold 6 of any given ammo. But I believe in DualShock, it also may have just been the original version, I forget which of the two did this. I think it was DualShock of 1. But, it can hold any amount of that ammo type. So say if I had like 30 explosive rounds, it can hold all 30. Which is a weird difference. I can't wait to play this again as Chris, by the way. It won't be too tedious. Yeah, whoa, okay. That is the decapitation attack. If you're high on health, that just does a crap load of damage. Pretty much no tell for it, too. That's pretty dangerous. Then again, the hunters are just real dicks in general. Though, if I recall correctly, the backstory about how they were created is that they, like, took some sort of human embryo and injected, some sort of reptilian stem cells into them, and then gave them the T-virus, which, as we know by this point, thanks to the Plan 42 reports, what's causing all this stuff to go down. Then, if you were reading the other files, you would learn even more and more about that stuff that's going on. By the way, that's satisfying. I haven't been using the bazooka enough, really, because that thing is really satisfying. You get to see a lot of limbs get blown off. Not as satisfying as the custom shotgun in 2, though, because that thing is pretty much... Well, let me put it like this. The custom shotgun in 2, you'll see when I eventually get to that. But, when you use it, it has enough recoil that can actually send you back one whole screen view. Because obviously, as you've noticed, this game uses pre-rendered backgrounds, and once you cross certain thresholds, it switches to another view. The custom shotgun can make you go from one to another. It's so good. We'll get to 2 eventually. In fact, that's obviously going to be the next Resident Evil game I do, but yeah. Anyway, over here, I'm only came in here to kill these 3 zombies and get the 6 green herbs, which I make into 2 gray mixtures, which I'm going to actually cut to and meet back at the storage room. And that's my current ammo setup, or ammo inventory. I recommend, if you are saving in the game, I'm not, I recommend you save now, because we're coming up on a pretty tough section, actually. Purely for the boss. Which was a section they actually changed in the remake. Thinking they changed a lot in the remake, mostly for the better, but some for the worse. I'm not a big fan of the Crimson Head mechanic. Actually, it's pretty funny. I'll get into this soon. I think that's... that room there, I think that's where the second floor map is. At least the side quest for it. You need the lighter to do that, which you find in some other room, I believe. Chris has that natively, though, I believe. I think. It's been a while since I played as Chris in 1, actually. I generally play as Jill because of Barry, as I've mentioned before. Anyway, what we got in here? Fireplace. Ooh, another piano. The Yawn returns, this time looking rather damaged. I don't know why it's like this. Also, anyway, this boss fight's pretty simple. Doesn't take that many shotgun shells to take down, actually. Just keep on your toes with your healing, and it'll go down eventually. It can't poison you at all at this point either, so that's pretty good. And especially when you get him in a slight lock where he keeps on just going around you like that, he's pretty easy. You know he's dead when he's steaming like this. But my god, I almost died there. I think he still has his instant-kill attack when you're low enough on health where he swallows you. I know I forgot to mention that before, by the way.
Jill, have you found anything interesting?
Yes, but I can't see very well.
How about going down to check by yourself? I have a rope here.
Oh, do you? Well, then I'll try to go down using the rope.
Wait.
Hey, what's going on?
Now I've done it. Sorry, Jill. Wait. I'll go and get another rope.
Barry? Barry?
God damn it, Barry. Anyway, you have two choices here. You can either A, wait for Barry, or press the switch to actually open a ladder that's beneath that grave, and go that way. However, if you want the best ending, as Jill, you need to wait for Barry. So that's what I'm gonna do. Plus, I love Barry. Of course I'm gonna wait for him. He's such a swell fellow. Right?
Hey! Are you there, Jill? Grab the rope! I'm sorry, Jill.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Sorry. I was really careless.
Are you okay, Barry? Maybe you're getting tired.
No, I'm all right. Don't worry. Jill, I found something.
Pass number 81-01310. That's gonna come in handy later, and I probably said that completely wrong.
Thank you. I'll take this then.
And now I forget where to go for about a half minute because I always think I have to go back outside here. Now, one little thing that's kind of interesting about this game is that if you kill an enemy, obviously, and you go into another room and come back, the bodies will be gone. I believe the manual went out of the way to explain why that happens. Like, there's some sort of chemical that causes their bodies to degrade. They'd actually somewhat bring that back in Resident Evil 4 when you kill an enemy in that, they just kind of disintegrate. Remake, though, would change that to add the Crimson Head mechanic, where after you kill a zombie, if you don't burn it or get a headshot, they'll eventually come back as a much more aggressive and more powerful zombie. Anyway, I hate this song. I generally prefer the original soundtrack, as I've stated before, but this is one of the few songs I prefer in the original. Then again, the Mansion songs in general are like that, especially for the first visit. More shotgun shells. It's not even that it's a bad song, it's a bit too menacing for this area. You know what I mean, right? Like, for a really menacing area, this would be perfect, but for something like this, no. Oh, okay, I won't interrupt your meal there. Yeah, for some reason, in the series, zombies will eat other zombies, which makes sense. It actually kind of reminds me of Marvel zombies, where, since they ran out of humans to eat, they just eventually started regurgitating the food that was in their stomach and eating it again. God, that series was screwed up! Meet my friend Ruthless. Say goodbye to my friend Ruthless. He's usually a surprisingly resilient zombie out of all of them. Also, with that, I now have to note, both he and the hunter that we first encountered about 10 minutes ago or so, knew how to open doors. How civilized are some of these things? The remake for the hunter, at least, would actually change the fact that it just forced the door open by kind of barging into it. I think the zombie scene there is kept the same, though, pretty much. Obviously, much better looking. That does kind of remind me, one thing they changed in the FMVs for the remake is that, with Kenneth, the guy who, we found the first zombie eating, in the remake, he doesn't get decapitated, he just bites the jugular out, which is, kind of more more gruesome now that I think about it. Anyway, and here we came the reason we got the reasons we came down here. A couple of explosive rounds, which are pretty good. And the battery, which is plot important. One thing I'm very late mentioning this, I believe. The bazooka is Jill exclusive. Chris gets a flamethrower eventually, which is pretty useless. Crap range, crap ammo, meh power. I might show it off when I get to the remake. Might. Anyway, for some reason, whenever I play this game, I always get lost in this section. Not as to where to go. Well, actually, no, as to where to go. I always remember the layouts, but I always forget where to go first. We want to head into here, which is the return of a song I really hate. Ugh. And keep in mind, when I record this, both commentary and gameplay, I have headphones in, and this song gets really ear-grating. Anyway, I'm coming in here for two reasons, really. First off, there is a locked desk here which contains magnum rounds. And second off, there's a second library room which has something much more important. Somewhere in this room there is a bookshelf you can push. I'll actually be doing that momentarily. But if you push it the way opposite the way I did, I believe, you can actually gain access to a fairly well-hidden save room, which has a clip of ammo in it, I believe. Anyway, here's one of my favorite files, the scrapbook. The news is apparently taking note of all these grisly murders the zombies and Cerberuses are doing. And what do? They advise people, check it out! Yeah, this is the bookcase you push. I think I pushed it the wrong way, though. I think you're supposed to push it towards where I am, actually. But I don't recall. It's been a while. No, I actually wonder. I completely forget this. What version of the soundtrack does Resident Evil Deadly Silence, the DS version, use? Anyway, this is a room I forgot what to do in because I haven't played this game in forever. As you can see, there's a texture-mapped bookshelf there. And there's a switch we can push on this statue. For some reason, I thought I had to press this button here, but there's no button here. There's a statue you're supposed to push in it, because I was dumb for a moment or two. It's what happens when I don't practice games, I suppose. And I generally don't need practice, because I can remember myself around a game fairly well, usually. Then again, now that I think about it, most of the games I play are either RPGs, which for the most part are very easy to memorize, and platformers. Anyway, you can just barely see it on that desk, but there is a reason we came over here. And it is a Mo-disc. That is necessary for the best ending. So, grab it while you can. Again, is there a point when you're locked out of the mansion permanently? I don't think there is, but there might be. And it's always also here in specific that I get lost as to where to go. We want to head back to the storage room, actually, for my next set of destinations. Yeah, weirdly enough, even though the save room doesn't have the save room music, the storage room is like the most used save room in the game. And that's why I killed the hunter that was in it, and the zombie that was in it before that. Now, I kind of wish they played elevator music here just to completely shit on the mood. But these games are never scary. Though, admittedly, there are some moments in the series that scare me, mostly as jump scares. Like, there's this one moment in 2, I think I mentioned this stuff before, even. One of the DLC missions in 5 had some really good atmosphere. The remake, especially, is just filled to the brim with great stuff like that. I probably already mentioned that, though. That's what I get for not doing these all in one straight line through. Because I recorded part 4, like, 4 or 5 days ago. I needed to at least, like, watch my previous recordings before I start doing this stuff, shouldn't I? Nah, well. I just now realized that rope is animated. Huh. Also, I'm sorry if last part's resolution wasn't the best. I wanted to test something out with the Ep.5 format. So I went for the native resolution, the videos in which is 640 by 480, 640 by 360, thanks to the intro. This part will be back to 720p, though. Not that it's really necessary for an old PlayStation 1 game, in fact it kind of makes it look like crap, but, what you gonna do? Anyway, I'm not done being off topic, because with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 6, we're going to be continuing on the mansion and probably getting an old boomstick in the process. See you guys then. Wait, boomstick's a shotgun. Ah, well.